Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Amrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya Asato Ma Satgamaya Tomaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrit Yoma Amritam Gamaya.
Hi, hello, hello. It's Tuesday, a little later than 5:55 as I start today. And yeah, not quite sure where we're going. Let us start with yeah, first gratitudes to Alicia Mathewson for bringing us into the space each time with this beautiful chant, the Asato Ma Prayer. If you're not familiar with it, it's translated into lead me, guide me, from untruth into truth, from darkness into light, and from death to immortality. It is the best possible way to step into this space each week on Tuesday when we gather. So thank you, Alicia. And happy birthday to the beautiful voice of Alicia Mathewson as she celebrates another year around the sun this week. It feels important to just honor her journey. So thank you and happy birthday. And yeah, so we gathered 2 weeks ago. I'm looking over here because I printed out the song that I want to read the lyrics to at the end of our time. And it's from Tarzan again. I didn't realize. I went back to look at what songs we had 2 weeks ago because it feels like so much has happened since then. And they were 2 songs also from the movie Tarzan. So we're just going to continue with the theme, 2 worlds, 1 family. This song is called You'll Be in My Heart, and I'll read it a little later. Yeah, so much is changing so rapidly. And if you're feeling called to sit in this space with me, there is a definite match in your journey, I'm sure, or you would not feel the pull that like attracts like. My energy attracts an energy that's in a similar vibration, and stratosphere is the word I want to use. We are flying high from a super grounded place right now. So if you are tuning into this, then you are feeling the this is what I want to do, the stretch. The stretch in our capacity in what we are here to birth into the world. There is a solid, grounded, steady movement forward that it's a momentum, it's like you can't stop the train. You know, the train is moving and it's taking us somewhere. But it is grounded on the tracks and moving forward, and the speed just seems to be picking up. And at the same time, we're moving into this full moon in Pisces. At the same time that there's this grounded momentum forward, we have this huge expansion up into the stars, the heavens, the skies, ready to come down and integrate all of this beauty with us. So it really is like a that is happening. And holy wow, what an incredible journey to be on. What an incredible time to be alive on this planet. This is magic in the making, magic in the co-creation. And it's our choice on if we're stepping onto the train tracks and picking up speed in the ride that we're all taking. Or if we're going to sit on the sides and wave at the train as it keeps moving. It's all perfect. It's all good, but they are very different experiences. I don't know why that image is so funny. Yeah. So since we last talked, I'll give you a quick summary of the key events in my journey. And then you can do your own checklist as you're listening and go, yep, because I'm sure there are many matches to the transitions, the endings, the beginnings, all of it. So super fast summary. We gathered 2 weeks ago, which would have been the 21st today. So 14 days would have been the 7th of August. Yeah. Goodness. Yeah. So I had 2 new moon circles that week on Thursday and Friday, which were absolutely incredible. Many new souls are being called to my tribe, being called to my home, my healing space, and the ones who have been with me in this journey for a while are stepping into more awareness, more greatness, more amazingness. So there was a huge what is the word? Fountain. A huge fountain of beauty that opened up at the new moon. And that would have been Leo, the new moon in Leo 2 weeks ago. We finished those two beautiful experiences, and I went into a weekend of helping my daughter prepare to go back to college. We moved her back to college, and whoa, she is a diamond shining out into the world with all of this incredible beauty and light, and such magnificent strength. So that was a huge, beautiful expansion. And then we came home, and the next day, on Monday, my husband started his 24th year of teaching. Another portal opener that I get to support in his journey. So all that the teachers hold for so many students, I witness how much effort and time it takes to prepare, to open the doors to your classrooms and welcome all these young souls who are coming to learn from you. So that was Monday, and then Wednesday, I drove my sophomore high school student to his first day, and whoa, the same. Right? Like, this is such a year for him of learning to drive and becoming independent, and showing his teachers how brilliant he is, and showing his family how strong and focused and amazingly successful he is becoming. So there's that. Oh. And then that weekend, this past weekend, my mother came to stay with me, my beautiful mom. And we had 2 days of, Angie was with us too. So Angie and my mom and I had this little feminine powwow cocoon where we made beautiful foods and chatted and laughed and shared stories. And my mom napped and I worked. It was just, and Star, oh my goodness, Star and Katniss just hung out in the living room with my mom. And it was a beautiful weekend. Beautiful weekend. So lots of, and then my friend came over, and we got to talk with my mom. I mean, just so many beautiful moments. And then this week, it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. In the midst of all of that, what do I want to share? Well, my t-shirt says it all. I found this when I was shopping with my daughter to prepare her for school. She was getting ready with all her school supplies, and I found a t-shirt, and it said, "She believed she could, so she did." And it just feels like the summary of what is happening for me at this time. And if you are watching, you can substitute she or he. But if you're watching, it's the same vibration that's available for you. We are offered the opportunity right now, as we move from the last new moon to this full moon in Pisces. We are offered the opportunity to tap into all of our potential of who we are here to be as souls. And we will be offered more opportunities. This is not the last one. This is just a really, really, really powerful one because we're coming off of the energy of the eclipses. So there's this, right, that train with all the momentum at the foundation underneath. There's all this whoosh of energy that is moving us forward, that is holding us and steadying us and providing this incredible foundation for us. And then the full moon this weekend, it brings in all of this beautiful illumination of the subconscious, of the Pisces is the, it's like the infinite universal aspect of yourself that is coming through into being here in the human form. All of that information, that knowledge, that capacity, ability of who you are at a soul level is ready to just come straight into the train track that is moving forward. When we see a full moon, it feels often like it's out there, right? It's shining up in the sky. And yet the light of the moon comes into the atmosphere of the earth. It comes through the sky, through the clouds, through all of the atmosphere, through the bedroom window, and right into your being, your body, your physical form. All of that illumination can be spotlighted right into your individual journey, into every soul in a human body's individual journey. And there's simply the choice for us to pay attention, to be aware, to go, oh, light, come in, come in, hang out here in this physical body that's a little tired, that's been moving on the train track, spinning for a while, moving forward. Like, fill me up with that light. And that's what the full moon is offering us this weekend. So it's a time to change old beliefs, let go of old beliefs, create new ones, expand, allow more of our increased capacity to hold us, to guide us. This weekend I'm hosting a workshop, and my beautiful son, who is so wise, sometimes we look at younger teenagers and sometimes we dismiss their ideas and we say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. But they are brilliant. They see so much for us and want us to understand what they see and receive their wisdom. And I had an example of that last week. I am really, really thirsty. Today was a big energy day today. So I had the 2 circle events at my house, and then that weekend I was talking to my son just about how it felt to hold space and to have 2 back to back, and the energy, the beauty of all the people that were moving in and out of our home. And I was just talking through some of the the logistics of holding space and what that feels like to me. Not the details of the stories, but the work, the process of the work that I do. He's a big process guy. He likes to understand, steps and how things all come together. And so I was sharing some of that with him, and he said, well, why don't you have a workshop on the full moon instead of on the new moon? And of course, in my wisdom, I was like, no, I never have any energy on the full moon. Why would I do that? I only do things on the new moon because that's when I have lots of energy. And I could tell at the time, he was like, okay, you're lost. You could do something fun, but you don't want to do it. And then I went to sleep that night, and in the middle of the night, it's either that or early in the morning, I woke up and I was like, the entire theme that needed to be looked at in a full moon workshop was like, here's what you need to do. So I shared with him later that day. I'm like, so that idea you had? It's actually brilliant. It's perfect, and I'm going to do it. So I scheduled the event, and it's going to be this Saturday here at my home. It's a workshop on the body and energy, how we move energy and align with it and allow more flow to come into our space. But I was talking to him about it and sharing some of my ideas, and he reflects back to me. He said, so aren't you going to be really tired on the full moon? Are you sure you can handle a workshop? And I was like, hey, I believed I could, so I did. I'm going to. I'm changing that story. That's an old story. I don't have to be tired on the full moon anymore. I've outgrown that. That's a thing back there. It's not my reality anymore. I am always energized now. I can do a workshop anytime that I want to do a workshop. So funny. So as I make my way towards Saturday, I'm going to make sure I prepare my body and get rest and nourish myself so that I arrive in the space of the workshop ready to hold space for the transmission of information that's going to come through. But the point of all that was to say it really is, it's an opportunity for us individually and collectively to shed some of the old, to let go of the limitations, the belief, the lack, the old stories, the old patterns, those ways that have, held us back with purpose. When I'm looking around like the answers are somewhere here. When we are strengthening, when we are clarifying, when we are coming into greater and greater alignment with the fullness of ourselves, the complete wholeness of ourselves. In that process, our soul, our energy field sometimes kind of holds us back a little bit, keeps some resistance against us. And that resistance has us push a little further into the resistance. So we get a little stronger because we're pushing against our own resistance. We get a little clearer on enough of the resistance. I want to go there. I want to go here. I want to do that, right? Move the resistance out of the way. The resistance is strengthening it really helps us to focus and clarify our desires and which direction we want to go next. So the resistance isn't bad. It hasn't been something that has blocked or stopped us from becoming who we want to be. We are always offered the opportunity to move forward into who we want to become, into what we are here to serve. Always we have the opportunity to change the story and become more aligned. So the resistance often it's helping. It's making us more. And then there's this moment where, when I'm trying to think of a good example of that. It's like when you're pushing against a door. I don't know if you guys would do this when you were little, but my brother and sister and I, we were so mean to each other sometimes. We would have one on one side of the door and one or two on the other side of the door, because we never played fair. We're always, ganging up on each other. We'd have one or two on one side of the door, and the ones pushing and wanting to get into the room and wanting to do the thing, and the others are pushing against and holding back. And there's that moment where you just take your resistance away from the other side of the door and open the door, and the person falls flat forward. And they land in the room. They look up at you like, what the hell? What'd you do? They were so used to the resistance that when the door finally opens, they just fall in. They don't have that pressure coming against them anymore. We often look like fools when that happens, because we're like, boom, right? You just land on the floor and you're looking up at your siblings like, really? Is that necessary? That's such a funny example. If you have siblings, you are totally identifying with what I'm saying right now. We don't play fair. When we're little, when we grow up, we get a little kinder, hopefully. But when we're little, man, we got some stuff to work out. So as we continue on our evolution as souls here in human bodies, and we are so used to that resistance. We are so used to pressing against and pushing to make things happen and forcing the system to change and wanting the person to do something, and right? We feel like we've been walking through this sludge of trying to make things happen for so long. When the resistance finally just goes, shh, odds are we could fall on our face because we're so surprised. It's just dissolved. Or we are offered this moment right here as you're watching this with me, as you're tuning into the vibration with me. We are offered the opportunity to stand up straighter, firmer, taller. Breathe in all of the majesty that has been propelling us forward to this moment. And pause, ground our energy into our feet, and then just gracefully slide. I made a new word, slide and step is called slep. You can slide over the threshold, or you can step over the threshold, or you can slep. It's a little more hip-hoppy and jazzy. Slep your way into this new journey. And you can do it with anger, that you've had all this resistance for all this time, and now it's finally blah, 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 blah. You can slap across with a little humor, irreverence, fun, joy, delight, gratitude. Gratitude that it's finally happening. And deep satisfaction that everything you have seen and known and believed is true. It's true and it's happening. And that is pure joy. That is pure joy when that happens. And when we have pure joy, we often have tears of celebration, tears of reverence, tears of hope for all that lies ahead, hope for humanity, hope for Gaia, knowing that all is well. When we arrive at these moments, like I am, like you are, like so many will be doing, when we arrive at the moments of knowing, I am that infinite soul I've always known myself to be. I am that. And I chose this human experience with such specific, precise purpose. And it has served me so beautifully. And now I stand here at the threshold of all that I knew was arriving. And I choose to schlep, step, dance, slide my way into all the fun. Yeah. How cool is that? I keep breaking all of my own rules, right? So no crying on my videos. Today, I recorded episode 44 of my Gaia's Love podcast, and my podcasts are designed to be 5 to 15 minutes each, so that they are brief messages, brief messages to guide humanity from this current reality to the new earth. Brief little nuggets. And today it was 29 minutes. It was way longer than the boundaries I had set up for the space. And it was perfect, and it was so beautiful. It was so good. It was so good. You'll have to listen to it if it resonates with you. But there is a sweetness. I'm picturing like the peaches. My beautiful friend Angie brought peaches home, and they're sitting on the counter, on the windowsill, just so beautiful. And I keep walking in and seeing them. And I know I need to eat one, but I keep looking at them, and they're so beautiful. But the sweetness of a ripe fruit, you know, when you've waited, you've planted the seed, you've watched the tree grow, you've watered it, nourished it, talked to it, sang to it, and then the little seed becomes a fruit, and it becomes a little bigger, and then all of a sudden that fruit is ready to be picked. There's a savoring of the magic of the process, right? The creation, the bringing something into reality. There's a sweetness when that moment arrives. And I have just been feeling that so intensely today. The sweetness of Gaia's love, it is established and powerful and beautiful, and the vibration is so pure, so strong. My family is all settled where they need to be for their journeys and for all that they're creating in the next school year. My mom is good. My dad's good. Like, everything is in place for me to be able to step into this next phase of my journey. It's awesome. I have started scribing the next book in the one-day series of books. It's called Gaia's Gifts, and today was chapter 4. I just sit with my phone after my meditation, after I record the podcast, and the stories are just flowing through. The infinite, unconscious, subconscious, void, unknown, all of that. The starry skies filled with all the stories are just flowing right through and out into my phone. And so that book will be complete very quickly, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm enjoying the process, and I also can't wait. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I don't even know that there's much more to add, except it is a beautiful, sweet moment here in life. And if you're watching this, you have a match. So I honor the sweetness that is showing up in your life. Slip your way across the threshold into whatever is coming next, and just enjoy every moment of it. So the song that I'm going to read the lyrics to, I hope I don't cry, but we'll see. It's really beautiful. I feel like I've talked about it or read it before, so oh well. If I've said it before, it's needing to be said again, which is why it showed up today. Shuffle played the song on my phone when I was preparing for this call. I'm like, what is the one song that needs to be shared? And You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins is what came through. This movie came out, I think I shared this 2 weeks ago. This movie came out when my daughter was born, and I played the soundtrack just over and over and over again. And I wrote these words to the song in her baby album. And sometimes I just send her the link to the song and to sing for my son. You know, they're both just in my heart all the time. So here's the lyrics, and yeah, it feels like it's for each of you who are watching, from my heart to yours. Come, stop your crying, it will be all right. Just take my hand and hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore, you'll be in my heart. No matter what they say, you'll be here in my heart, always. Why can't they understand the way we feel? They just don't trust what they can't explain. I know we're different, but deep inside us, we're not that different at all. Don't listen to them, because what do they know? We need each other to have, to hold. They'll see in time, I know. When destiny calls you, you must be strong. I may not be with you, but you've got to hold on. They'll see in time, I know. We'll show them together. Because you'll be in my heart. Believe me, you'll be in my heart. I'll be there from this day on, now and forevermore. You'll be in my heart no matter what they say. You'll be here in my heart, always. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. I'll be there, always. Oh, Phil Collins. You have a way with words. So much love from my heart to yours.